Here we go, guys. We are about to take our first peek inside of the tossing plastic office. Let's get started. Welcome inside the office, guys. As you can see, this wall behind me is my Discraft / BUZZZ wall. Every disc on this back wall is a Buzz, except these two clowns down here, they are zones, but these are all Discraft, and these 5 right here are also Discraft. They're just not Buzzes, but they are some of my favorites, like this absolutely gorgeous vintage Comet we have here. I will give you guys a tour of the room. I do have a few more walls than this covered in discs, so I'll just give you an overall basis of them and pick out some of my highlights. Don't forget, guys, make sure to stick around to the end of the video to see which one of these amazing discs from my collection you have a chance to win. Our entire top row up here are Big B Buzzes. They are all full art Buzzes. A lot of them are very cool. I do enjoy all of these discs, all of the full arts. Some of them really stand out from the crowd. On the second row here, we obviously have our four claws, everybody's favorite in the Buzz world. And then I have these 2 unique discs. They're like an oil slick kind of stamp. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know much about these, but they are super cool and super reflective. Moving down to the third row, these are all of the black Buzzes I have here. These 3 are part of the Ledgestone B collection. Some are 2015 and some are 2018, I believe. And then these beauties here are the Little B 10-year stamp. These are the Midnight Edition. We have this little certificate on the back here. These things are absolute beauties. Moving down to the fourth row, this is just kind of the fun row. These are all disc or die discs, and some of them are my absolute favorite, like the Captain Dead here, disc or die. To be honest, I'm not sure if they're still making discs. I do have a lot of their older stuff that they did come out with. We obviously have the Cheech and Chong disc. There's just a lot of classics on this wall, and they're a ton of fun. Moving down to the bottom row, we have these funky full foil Nate Doss Buzzes. I think these are also made by Disc or Die, maybe. They are quite weird. I do love that these 2 clown zones here. I've always been very tempted to throw one of these and put one in the bag, and someday I might. I'm not opposed to throwing any of these, but as you guys know, oddly enough, I am not a Buzz guy. We also have these 2 2015 Ledgestone Buzzes. This one is a Glow Flex Buzz, and this one is a TI Flex Buzz OS. I did forget to mention we have the pink and the brown Nate Doss TI Buzzes. These things are great throwers, I've heard. I've never actually really tried one, but I know that they have a pretty big following and people love that mold. As we make our turn around this wall, guys, I do want to apologize for the terrible lighting. Indoor lighting is not my specialty. That's why I have the glasses on. I have a construction light pointed right at my face, and I don't know if it's the right decision or not, but on this back wall, we have these 5 discs here. If you guys have been around for a while, you know the classic Discraft Breeze. I threw this disc for a long time. I'm on the fence of retiring it because I feel like it's only a matter of time before I explode it on a tree. One more disc that I really want to pull out that I am proud of is this Discraft Windstar Cruiser. It took me a lot of digging to try to figure out where this disc came from, and from what I understand, they came out in 1986. They were produced for about 6 months, and then Discraft completely pulled them out of production, and then from that point they just had the Cruiser. They took the Windstar out of it, but I would say it's just one of the rarest discs ever made. I will stand by that. I've never seen anything like this come up for sale, and this one is one of my crown jewels. This 4-claw Undertaker was actually gifted to me by a subscriber in Frankfort, Kentucky, so a big shout out there. Very cool disc to have on the wall. And moving over here, we have the big boys. As you can see, we have 3 Jaguars, a Condor, and this old school Zephyr. This is all this part of the Super class. I am missing the Lynx. That is one of a few discs that I really hope to add to the collection one day, so if anybody has a Lynx out there, let me know. Of this section, this one is definitely my favorite. Very cool pink Protostar Jaguar. I'm a huge fan of this one. These discs all on the other side of this corner. This is just the Paul Macbeth 5-claw collection. To be honest with you, I don't know why I got these. This isn't really my style. I just got it on a whim. They were hard to get. Luckily, I did get through. I did get the set, but honestly, they don't do anything for me at all. Moving on, we have the vintage Innova wall. If you guys follow the channel, you know that this is definitely my passion. These are my kind of discs that I like to collect. I am missing a few, unfortunately. So like I said earlier, if any of you guys have seen a Lynx, a Circle Stamp Piranha, a Circle Stamp Moray Eel, a Bulldog, and a Gremlin. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. Those are all discs that I'm currently looking for, so if anybody knows the whereabouts of any of those, I would greatly appreciate it. Starting off on the top row here, I know a lot of you guys do recognize the old classic Birdie. This is a very fun disc to have up on the wall. Viper, we've all seen one. This is a Goblin. This one is harder to find. I believe they discontinued this mold and it later turned into the Innova Dart. And moving down, we have this beautiful PFN line here. We have this 12-time Ken Climo T-Bird that just looks great up on the wall. And we have this brand new I-Die Champion Valkyrie. You guys know how much I love the Valkyries. This might be the most beautiful disc in the collection, in my opinion, but I absolutely love having this thing up there. And then we have our awesome, brand new, still has the MC Sports sticker on it, PFN I-Die Champion Boss. Moving down, we have our absolutely banger line of Circle Stamp discs here, starting off with the juggernaut itself, the Innova Dolphin, one of the coolest discs that I've ever came across. I am very proud of this one. It's got one of the funkiest rims that you've ever seen. It's almost like a mushroom top. I have thrown this in the open field a couple times. Maybe I thought about doing a video on it one day, but nonetheless, very cool disc. Moving on, we have this pristine Circle Stamp Whippet, just one of the coolest stamps. It's in great shape. I'm proud of all these, to be honest with you guys. Next, we have the Circle Stamp Hammerhead. This one only says hammer though. Very cool disc. And then moving on, we have one of my favorites. These are actually extremely hard to find, the Innova Puma. And out of all the discs up here on the wall, I believe this is the only one that I legitimately found in a lake. And moving down here, we have some super old Ken Climo discs here. This one is a 7-time Ken Climo Pegasus. I actually have another 7-time Pegasus. I got this one quite a ways back. I got it on a good deal, and I got it, of course, I wanted to go throw it, and I noticed the rim was bent, so I took it out of the box, and I went like this, trying to bend it back. Just, you know, spaced out. You know what I mean? Completely spaced out, and I did this. You hate to see it. I absolutely just shattered this old gem the second I took it out of the box, but I refuse to accept defeat, and I think that it still earns a spot up on the wall. Moving down to the bottom, we have this beautiful Circle Stamp Eagle. If any of you guys remember back to one of my vlogs, I found that at a Play It Again Sports. We have this awesome CE Valkyrie. This was also gifted to me by a subscriber quite a ways back. He sent it to me about a week after I hit the road, and it was sitting here and waiting for me ever since. It took about 6 months of anticipation before I finally got to see it. And moving down here, we have the Classic Rock, which is an absolute classic, pun intended. And then we have this beautiful Stingray. I forgot what these are called, like the Arobi Stingray, something like that. I can't remember. I did have another one of these back in the day. I let my buddy Boots throw it one time and he exploded it on a tree. So we did learn a valuable lesson that day. It had nothing to do with the old disc, but we learned that we couldn't trust Boots, you know what I mean? Moving on to our final, smallest, and unfinished wall. We do still have some cool ones up here. We have these two polecats, which I love, this brand new Halo polecat, and the super cool vintage one to go along with it. We also have these two super cool discs, this vintage bar stamp cheetah and this old vintage I-Die Valkyrie. These were both gifted to me by the disc golfing dad. I know a lot of you guys have seen him in the comments below. He comments on pretty much every one of my videos, so big shout out to him. And we ran into each other by complete happenstance in Charlotte. I have this Proto Star Fox bat. If you know, you know. You know, if I have any Fox bat throwers in the community, please let me know and leave a comment. We also have this very cool bar stamped eagle. It is a first run. And finally, moving on over here, we do have the classic It's Okay to Be Alone disc. I used to bag this for a little bit. This disc has always made me smile. I don't know, something about this face. You know what I mean? There's something about this guy. Look at, anyway, moving on. And I also have this really cool OTB Open stamp. This is a hex. Something about this disc stuck out to me. This was gifted to me by a subscriber as well, so it's found a spot on the wall. Moving down to the floor here, first off we have our little Innova bag. I love to bring this thing if I play a shorter style course and don't need a whole bunch of discs to bring. These are all discs that I want to try out again, drivers for me to test in the future. I am very happy with my drivers right now and I have been for a long time, but these are always on standby for me to try again one day. Next we have this Discmania mystery box. This is where I keep my backups. I bring this with me in Garetta on the road at all times. We have the Jaguar, which is obviously a staple, not a backup, but we have a Pro Destroyer for Tomahawks, this beautiful Star Rhino, this PFN T-Bird that makes its way in and out, the classic DX Stingray, we have a backup Firebird, and then we have the Scorpion, which is a great backup for our Kotuku. Next up, this is my pile of donation discs. I want to maybe give them to a local school, or I want to build one of those borrowed disc boxes at my local course. So hopefully if there's any people there barbecuing, they can borrow a couple and give the sport a test. This is just a bin of discs that I have not gone through yet. Most likely they will all end up in the sell pile, but they're just stored to the side until I get time for them. All right, here I have two more bins of collector discs, ones that didn't quite make the cut for the wall, but right now we are gonna pick one out for an amazing giveaway. I think this will be the giveaway disc, a beautiful Disc or Dive full art Buzz still in the wrapper. I'm not sure how long ago I came across these or how old they might be, but it does have this official collection stamp in the back, number 13 of 20 made. And this big box here is all discs that I have listed online, guys. I finally pulled the trigger. I am starting to build a website where I'm gonna have merch and a ton of awesome used discs for sale. Well, now that we've made a mess everywhere, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you want a chance to win this beautiful full art Disc or Die Buzz with the certificate 13 of 20 made, there's only a few rules, guys, and they are very simple. One, you need to be a subscriber. You have to be subscribed to the channel to have a chance to win, and number two, you must leave a comment and pick one disc on my wall that was your favorite and why. It's that simple, guys. You have 5 days after the video posts, and then I will post another little video selecting the winner out of the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Now it's your turn to go toss some plastic.